Alright, so I've been waiting to make this video, but I think that I've kind of figured out my best strategy on how I'm going to end up taking home this set 1 collection. Now, this thing is really hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy, but the cards and the rewards are just so nice. Max out Babe Ruth, Chipper, and that Pedro Martinez, man, I want them all. I really do. I think Chipper Jones is my in-game shortstop. And Babe Ruth, I don't know. I've got to use a wild card on one of these guys because they're just absolutely disgusting. So I can use them all year. But there's just so many cards to go through, and I'm going to be talking about my strategy on how I'm doing the whole thing. As I'm starting to get there. I know I might not look at it, but I'm getting there on the affinity. And once I finish these affinity cards, I am going to be killing it. I'll be at 75. And then towards a couple of other things, I should be at 85, and then you have to buy out. But we're going to be talking about the fastest way to end up getting these cards this year. Now, before we get in this video, make sure you guys drop a like and a sub, as we are on the road to 10K. You guys have been killing it lately, and let's get right into it. So first things first, what you guys are going to have to do is you're going to be grinding affinity. Now, this is how I'm doing it this year. I've made a couple of different videos about it. And I think that this is definitely the best way to go, as I've seen some other creators doing this, plus it's just kind of, so I have 2 lineups. All right, so I got my main squad, obviously, which is my God squad, and then I've got a team affinity lineup that I am going for certain cards. Now, the first thing that you're going to want to do for these team affinity cards, because there's 25 of these cards that you're going to end up getting, and I've been kind of just doing all of them at once. I don't know if that's necessarily the best strategy, but that's kind of the way that I have been doing it. But whenever you go to Team Affinity, you can see I'm pretty even spread across this. I think I'm 5,000 away from NL West. I'm about the same from AL West. And then I'm going to be grinding these after. I still haven't even finished the Showdown and the Conquest for these. But the first thing you do is you play the Showdown. If you want to know how to get the Showdowns done easily, make sure that you guys check out my video. I have a video on how to complete Showdown Night fast and easy. And that'll definitely help you guys out a ton. But after that, you're going to want to do the Conquest. I am getting there on all the Conquests. I have the West done. The East and the Central, I'm both about halfway done. So that Central, you can see I'm almost done there. And the East, I'm about halfway done. Or not even, but I've been grinding it a little bit. We're getting there. It's a grind. We're getting there. But the first thing you're going to do is do those. But as soon as you do that, you take this team with all of the players that you want and you go into mini seasons. Now, I'm not going to lie. A lot of creators have been saying that mini seasons is like this easy, just like it's not very hard. It's kind of hard. Like they fight back. They hit. But you can still end up beating them. It's not that bad. You can choose what difficulty you're on. Now, here's the thing, is I know that there are a league goal that I think is one of them that is all-star difficulty or higher, but this is the only one, and it's a ball-in pack with 2,000 stubs. Now, obviously, that's pretty nice, and if you want to play all-star to do the 15 games, I would play it until you get this challenge. I think that the 15 homers, roughly you should be getting 1 to 2 homers a game, so that would take you about 7-ish games to end up getting that done. But once you end up doing that, play the rest of the games on Rookie, and the reason why I think that it's important to play on Rookie is because you're going to be able to compile stats for those team captain cards and those gold cards that are all have those missions under them. If you don't know what I'm talking about the whenever you go to Team Affinity, let's say you press on NL West, you go towards the team build missions. So you're trying to get these done while you're playing mini seasons so you can compile the most XP possible. And whenever you finish the mini seasons, obviously you get that voucher, but you can actually get a lot of these 3,500 XP. I'm like halfway there with Peralta, who's in my leadoff spot, and Snell, I'm like so close to getting too. And so once I get both of those guys, I'm going to be having another one of those NL West packs, which I'll take Dustin May in. But this is definitely the best way to do it. As soon as you end up finishing one of these, just go to the next guy. So you finish it with Peralta, start throwing with Herman Marquez. You finish with Herman Marquez, start throwing All-Star Chris Taylor. And while you're getting Hitchman, you're going to be getting team build, parallel XP. So it all adds up. It really does. If you haven't done the moments, I did the moments. I think that's really easy. And obviously I did both of these, which are very, very, very important if you want to end up getting to the end goal. They're going to be taking that lineup of live series guys. Like, it's not the best lineup, and that's why it's a little bit harder. And you're going to be taking it into mini seasons. I did give myself 2 cards that I really liked in the lineup just to make sure that I don't lose these games. So I put in that supercharged Judge And honestly, if I did it again, I'd probably put in my Trout too, just because he's really good, and you know, it's just consistent and nice to have a bat. It is kind of hard to pitch in this mode. I blew a save. This is how I lost. I lost this game. I quit out of this game, but I lost this game. I lost like 4. You're gonna want to only play home games, is what everybody's saying. So I've been playing home games. So this was a home game, and this was, I believe it wasn't a home game, but I played it anyways. And this was an away game, so I quit out. And so basically, just make sure that you're trying to play at home as much as possible. You gotta just make sure you're in the top 4 of the standings. So if you're not in the top 4 of the standings, keep on playing games until you are. So it's just one of those things that, yes, you can quit out away games, but if you're not in the top of the standings, don't do that. So just kind of make sure that you're taking care of that, and you're making sure that you're not screwing yourself over. It's not too bad, but this is kind of how I'm grinding the affinity. As far as the rest of the grind, so here's where you can get the rest of the cards. The number 1 way to get cards, obviously, is going to be the WBC program. If you haven't done the WBC program, again, I have a video on that. I can link it. I completely finished this. This was something that wasn't that hard. I finished it. I think it probably took me about 3 to 4 hours of game time. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe like 5 hours of game time, but it wasn't that bad. So I ended up getting these guys. If you're wondering how I did it, so I did all of the missions, and I did all of the moments. The moments are actually kind of fun. And then I grinded the event. So I grinded the event to get some of these cards for this set 1 collection, because you're going to be getting 3 of them from there. And I kept all of them except for Mookie. I'll probably end up buying back Mookie, but I ended up selling Mookie to end up getting World Baseball Classic Trout. So it was kind of a 1-for-1 trade. But do the event, get these 3 cards for the program. And then if you're wanting to know how to grind XP, you got to be grinding this for the XP reward path. We're getting there. I believe that I'm really close to the second boss. I'm at 320. I took Murakami for the first one. Second one, I'm taking Devin Williams. I need a reliable bullpen arm, so I'm taking this guy 100%. Even though Bob Gibson and Francisco Lindor are both gross, that's just the way that I'm going to be going, because I need a reliable bullpen arm. So he's going to be joining the squad. But you want to be grinding this. If you're wondering how to grind XP, I have a video that's at like 30,000 views right now. It's doing really well on my XP method. And honestly, I'll probably make an update video for that in a week or so, just because there's a couple things that I missed out in that video, just like a couple roster things that can make that go even faster. But season 1 XP boss, grinding all of these, the charisma packs, you got to grind all these. And then once you can get all the way to the 500,000, you just end up twirling around the world packs, the bundles, and the bosses. So I really recommend trying to get as fast as possible, because I believe that you can just do this over and over and over again towards the end. And so if you can, then that's going to be great, and that's going to be a great way to end up getting these cards that you don't have already, especially these boss cards, because you're going to need these for the collection. The last thing that you can end up doing that I have been on my grind for is the Battle Royale program. I'm getting really close. I'm at 70. You need 100 to get this. 100 to get the main card, and you got to actually keep this. Usually I sell these cards every single year, but that's just something we can't do this year whenever we're grinding set 1, which sucks. It really does, because I would sell the BR card and I would end up getting live series done, but I'm not able to do that this year, just because set 1 collections, in my opinion, are way more important than those live series cards. And so I'm gonna be going after Greg Vaughn. I believe he's going for the most. They're all about the same, but I like Greg Vaughn, so I'll either pick him or Eddie here, and they will join my lineup. Maybe Eddie, because Eddie actually looks a little bit grosser, and I could probably use Eddie in my God Squad. But we're going to be using that card. We're going to be collecting him. You got to do this. I know that a lot of people struggle with Battle Royale, but it's just how it goes this year. You got to play BR. If you don't, then there's ways around it. I know that some people really struggle with it. The best way to get the program done, if you haven't, is do these missions. I haven't done a ton of them. Fletcher, I can see I've done. George, I've kind of started. Melendez was easy. He's the best option. It's not even close. But there's also all of the missions that you can do while getting this. So this is what's helped me to get as far as I did. 4,000 parallel XP. I just got to like 6 wins, and that got that. 30 hits. That wasn't bad. 15,000, 25,000. I still haven't got 25,000. So whenever I get that, that's gonna be huge. 20 homers and 30 Ks. So just make sure you're kind of grinding that. The last way to get cards, obviously, is going to be for the program that I haven't even really gotten that far into, is ranked. I've played co-op. I haven't even touched the main ranked seasons yet, which is kind of crazy for me, because I usually grind ranked seasons and love ranked seasons. There's just been so much to do that I haven't really had time. But got to grind this thing too, because you're going to be getting an around the world pack at 90, and then you're going to be getting one of these. So if you can pull somebody from the around the world pack that's really big, that's so sick. That Roki Sasaki is the best pitcher in the game. So if you can pull him, that's awesome. Good for you. If not, worst case scenario, you're getting a 13,000 stub card that is going to probably make your rotation, and you need him for the collection. You're going to be getting so much along the way. That ranked is actually really good this year, which it hasn't been in the past, which is awesome. I love the ranked program and how they added a bunch of stuff with it. And then obviously whenever you get with one of these packs, I'll probably be taking Gagne, just because Gagne is really gross, and I need bullpen guys, like I said earlier. But definitely that. Gunnar Henderson's got a great swing. Lou Gehrig's got a great swing. But all these guys are really good options, and you're gonna collect these guys. But this is kind of how I'm attacking it. These are all the cards that I'm gonna be going after. The last couple cards that are a little bit like interesting that you need to do is there's actually a mini season for the Mark Mulder. You're gonna have to grind that at some point. Now I'm just not looking forward to that, but that is something I am gonna do. And then lastly, the Conquest, the USA Nation of Baseball Conquest. I believe it has a couple of cards that are in the collection as well. But this is kind of how to grind it, and this is what to grind to end up going after this. This is how I'm doing it. I'm going after Team Affinity first, and then after Team Affinity, I'm going to be finishing the World Series and BR programs, and then I will be going into probably that Conquest and that mini season. So this is how I'm doing it. There's no easy way to sugarcoat it. Don't let YouTubers tell you that there's a way to get this done in like a week, because it's not. This is going to take me probably another 2 to 3 weeks before I end up getting my first guy. The Team Affinity is hard this year. I made a video on the fastest way to finish it, but it's hard this year. Just don't let people sugarcoat you. So I don't want you guys to, I don't want to like sugarcoat it. It's hard, it's a grind, but that's the fastest way to do it. Whenever you're maximizing multiple things and doing multiple things at once towards one program, especially that Team Affinity program that's really difficult this year, that's going to be how you do that. If you guys have anything that's helped you guys, make sure you guys put it in the comment section below. And as always, drop a like and a sub, because we are getting closer and closer to 10K and reaching my dream. Seriously, you guys are killing it lately. I'll talk to you boys later. Have a great rest of your day, and peace.